So real quick video here on non-toxic versus very toxic bug spray, and I'll show you how toxic it is. I think this, oh maybe not. They used to put a skull and crossbones on this stuff. Maybe they changed it. Anyway, I don't want to be liable for anything that happens. We have a taxidermy fish here. This is actually a sauger. It's not a walleye or a sawguy. It's a sauger. See the eyes where it... I actually caught that in the Platte River on a set line when I was a teenager, and then I mounted it. I just kind of taught myself how to do fish taxidermy. Some of you don't like that, and I'm making a video on this, but it teaches you to be a fantastic sculptor if you just try taxidermy. I know it's gross or may seem that way, but I always have respect for the animal. This was such a beautiful creature, a really rare creature. There's plenty of them. They're just hard to find, so to speak, at least in the Platte River. And those eyes are so cool with the sharp teeth. Anyway, though, and these moccasins, you know what? Comments down below, whatever you think. These are the real deal. These are not from what we call reservation period in history. They're from the actual nomadic period, or the era before the bison were killed off, when Ulysses Grant basically repeated March to the Sea, which was terrible, to burn down a bunch of like burn down everything. It just looked bad, and that stoked the fires for the South to rebel, even if they had nothing to do with slaves. But I'm not a history expert. But the history on this, yes, it's very bad. Some of you may not like me owning this or even sculpting art, but I just am so inspired by the true warrior spirit. And the Battle of Little Bighorn, that's not even very far from where I live. I live in the Black Hills. Maybe I don't belong here, I don't know, but let me tell you, when I go up there in the wintertime alone, snowmobiling, it's almost like you can hear the spirits, right? So anyway, this is a quick video. It's really simple. This product here is non-toxic. Allegedly, caffeine is more toxic, okay? But mix a little bit of that. I still have quite a bit left. But you just mix that in a 5-gallon bucket. Then you can use a Graco sprayer, or you can use a pump sprayer. I would just buy a $500 Graco sprayer. It's totally worth it. Just clean it out. Run a little paint thinner. They make Green Envy, it's called. I can put a link to that. It's environmentally friendly paint thinner. It's still probably bad for you. This stuff is toxic. That is considered non-toxic. If you drank the whole bottle, you'd probably die, but don't do that. So anyway, my thoughts on preserving these products. This is easy because this is an aerosol, and don't do this at home. When I shake this up, and this stuff kills tons of different, pretty much everything. And all you do is just a little spray like that. And then we're going to be spraying this fish here. Just little squirts, okay? And that product, I don't have a sprayer in this little room, so I went with the non-toxic stuff. Then I just let it dry. And I like to use this or that, either one, before I seal, like say, not the moccasins. Those are just gonna stay the way they are. I am a curator of this piece of history. And then when I die, someone else will curate that. Hopefully, they are in a museum. There's not enough museums on Native American history. You'd think there's a lot, but there's really not, in my opinion. They leave out a lot of the battles and, genocide and all that. And I don't mean to darken your day, but I think it's really important for people to understand that history because, and I am absolutely inspired by art. This is from my piece, the Sundance. Oh, there's a bottle stuck to it. There we go. Okay. Bottle of tincture. But that's a prehistoric bison. So, it's just, you don't want bugs. Also, with the fish taxidermy or with art, everything I like to use, even though it's toxic a little bit, just vent your window. This is kind of, hokey. I got a window AC there, but that's because this house, the vents, so the house settled and then the vents are leaking. But anyway, this is a fantastic product. One bottle might last you 3 years if you just have a normal sized house. You just spray around the foundation. I think it's safe for most plants. And bugs will not come in. But what I like to do is I like to spray stuff like that or this, which I don't recommend because this is toxic. This bedlam, but either way, even like mounting the fish, so I'm gonna repaint this, okay, or I'm gonna sculpt over this. This is the back side, but still, I want it to look a little bit nicer. So I'll spray that stuff on. I already sprayed some. Shake it up. And when I see something like this, where a mouse might have chewed on a fin, yeah, that's kind of gross. But I see that as an opportunity. Because you can really inject, so to speak. Well, you're not injecting, you're spraying, but you're kind of injecting the chemical in there, and then I seal that chemical up by painting over it. It dries. I just gotta, fix this fin, and then it's actually gonna be very thick on the backside. This is gonna be filled in. My dad did the taxidermy on this fish. That's how he became a great artist, was doing taxidermy, and a lot of people don't like that. He wouldn't even like to talk about it with a lot of clients. If you don't like hunting, that's fine. If you don't like taxidermy, that's fine. I did that bass when I was in high school. My friend caught it. And for the place where we lived, it was... this was a giant bass. It was like 6 or 7 pounds. So that was a good piece for a 16-year-old. It's still glossy. And they're super easy to clean. You just got to be careful of the fins. I might actually alter the fin a little bit there. Kind of sharpen it. Just like this piece, though, turned out really well, this sauger. So, anyway, thanks for watching. This is how to protect your artifacts, antiques, taxidermy, art. Got art supplies back there. A lot of, canvases, all kinds of art supplies, burlap, they attract insects, and we want to keep insects out. And then when we paint over that, or we seal it with a clear coat, we seal it in. So please subscribe. Thanks for watching. The more subscribers, the more videos I'll make. Thank you.